This marks the 19th part of this manhwa. If you haven't viewed the previous parts, you can access it by clicking the I button located above, or the link is provided in description. Let's aim for 200 likes on today's video. To show your support, consider subscribing to the channel. Let's begin our recap video for today's manhwa. They leave the main hall. Qin Jinyang wonder when Yongli can come back. But Feng Duing stated he is right. Yongli values the bonding with his master. Since he had made up his mind, they have to support him. Jinyang note there may be unexpected changes in the Grange shortly. Yongli is too straightforward in character. It's not a bad thing for him to be away temporarily. And he asked, by the way, who is Prince Juan mentioned by Mr. Ao just now? Feng Duing asked, don't he know him? And he explained Prince Juan is the late emperor's sixth son. He is the senior Jiangwuan. Prince Juan is decisive and ambitious, a sharp contrast to Prince Yun of Yudong province. A few years ago, when Prince Juan was governing the southwestern border area, he led the troops deep into the enemy's territory, and left a river of blood. It was under his leadership that the provinces in the southwestern area advocated martial arts, and a lot of martial artists made great contributions to the state and made their fame. Qin Jinyang stated no wonder when Bright Cloud sect heard that Prince Juan was coming. They called Zhao Ziqi back immediately. They wanted to be prepared in advance. Back at Mr. Su's study, he asked Mr. Ao, do he know why Prince Juan wanted to come to Yudong province? Mr. Ao stated, isn't it because Prince Yun is old and wants to go back to the capital for recuperation, and thus Prince Juan is sent here to rule the province? But Mr. Su note that's an excuse. He received very reliable information when he was in the capital not long ago, and informed that Prince Juan came here this time for Dadwa state. In surprise, Mr. Ao stated the border has been peaceful for over a decade. Are they going to have a war now? Mr. Su note, if so, then the first thing Prince Juan will do is to build a martial arts hall here, just like what he did in the southwestern provinces. Mr. Ao stated then Bright Cloud sect and Helan Grange will be the most suitable sites in Yudong province. He note, that's why they must get Prince Juan's favor this time. Only by then can you and I achieve great success, and even becoming a marquis or a general is possible. Early in the morning at the gate of Helan Grange, Yongli remark you for coming to see him off makes his time in the Grange even more worthwhile. Jinyang exclaimed he happened to pass by, but Jixiang stated he came to call them early in the morning. He was most anxious to come. As he covered her mouth, as Liangjue handed him a bag, he said, here's the gift they prepared for him. Please take it. He examined the bag and found a lot of money inside. Then he thanked them and said his goodbyes to everyone. When he is a little distant for them, Duing shouted saying he have to come back. They will wait for him. And in response he raised his arm in agreement. At Mr. Su mansion, Yan Jingfei, new deputy manager of Helan Grange, stated there happened to be a riot of the rebellion army on his way here from the capital, so he was delayed. Please forgive him. Mr. Su asked, rebellion army? And he stated it's the Xintian army, isn't it? It's okay. He is happy enough that he is willing to come. Then he asked about the person behind him. The individual identified himself as Pei Fengkong, the final disciple of Mr. Yen, expressing great joy at meeting him. Mr. Su responded it's pleasure to meet him as well. He leave quite an impression. The residence for the deputy manager is ready. They must be very tired after the long journey. Please go to rest early. As they leave, Pei Fengkong asked the thing they want. Is the main part of Fire Lion technique here? Mr. Yen note yes, but he is sure Su Yuanxing is very cautious. He won't let them know where it is easily. Seeing Wenqing coming, he remarked maybe they can try some other ways. Meanwhile she said she have to say he is great. He woke her up at the exact time every time. It's a pity that his root bone is too bad. Otherwise, with his talents, he will be the top disciple in the Grange. He nervously smiled and note his root bone. He can't do anything about it. She stated she is not far from the 4th rank. After a few more times of cultivation, she will fully grasp the main part of Fire Lion technique. And he think he learned about 7 sections. After going to the secret room 2 more times, he can also grasp the complete main part too. Just as she was about to fall because her foot caught on a brick, Pei Fengkong quickly caught her and asked, is she alright, miss? She started to blush and reply she is okay. Who is he? She hasn't seen him before. He stated she has sharp eyes. He is Pei Fengkong. He just arrived at Helan Grange today with his master, is the new deputy manager of the Grange. She thanked him, and he stated watch her steps, miss, and he see her later. As she thinks about Pei Fengkong, Qin Jinyang observe the brick and think it's strange. Is it his illusion? He keep feeling that there's spiritual chi wrapping this brick. It has a trace of being manipulated. Meanwhile, Pei Fengkong moved away with a sinister grin. As she is sewing something, Qin Jinyang calls her from behind, causing her to become nervous. He finally found her. She hasn't been to the secret room these days. Is she going to cultivate today? She hides it behind her as she stands up and said, well, today she happened to have something urgent to do. Let her see tomorrow. He thinks, is she still the wenching who went to cultivate early every morning? Then she leaves the place. At Mr. Su's study, Mr. Ao remarks, he heard that Yan Jingfei's disciple didn't behave well. He kept harassing Miss Su secretly. As he hears this, Mr. Su breaks the piece he was placing on the board. In anger, he states, secretly? No, he coveted her daughter openly. Just yesterday, Yan Jingfei came to him to propose a marriage on behalf of his disciple. He refused him directly. Mr. Ao notes, Yan Jingfei is so bold. Does he have some ulterior motives? Mr. Su remarks, he is referring to the main part of Fire Lion technique. He is not worried about that. The only way to get the main part of Fire Lion technique from wenching is to infer it from her meridians. But he has already planted a seal in her body. Even wenching herself doesn't know that. With the seal, even a god can't see the complete root of the operation of her meridians and infer the content of the main part. At that moment, Qin Jinyang enters the room, greets both of them, and asks, what is he referring to? He thinks, why does this old guy have such a strong need to control his daughter? He doesn't want to get involved in this matter. Then a system window pops up showing information. As a father, Mr. Su is concerned about his daughter's romance. Will he help him? And he states, Mr. Su, he understand, so don't worry. Wenching's business is his business. He will do as he say. Mr. Su says, great, he will teach him a spell so that he can locate Wenching's position. Don't let the two of them stay together for too long, okay? Mr. Ao asks, he just require them not to be together for too long. That's not his style. Mr. Su states he has to endure it for some time. Prince Juan will arrive soon. The matter of the martial arts hall is important, and Yan Jingfei is a critical person. Hearing that, Mr. Ao thinks, it was said that Su Yuanxing hired Yan Jingfei at a high price because the latter was a relative of Prince Luan's butler. He probably wanted to develop a relationship with Prince Luan through Yan Jingfei to have the martial arts hall built in Helan Grange. Meanwhile, Pei Fengkong thanks her for the scarf, saying, he likes it very much. She notes, it's great that he likes it. She embroidered the words on it to practice her skill. Don't take them seriously. She asks, what's that? Isn't it the token of the royal family that all its members have? Only the royal family's blood can activate it and create an unusual vision. He said, actually, his real name is not Pei Fengkong. He is the son of Prince Juan, Jian Yuliang. As she observes it closely, she remarks, she won't make a mistake. This is a token of the royal family. Here is the word Liang. He is Jian Yuliang. Meanwhile, a system window pops up showing information. The chastity defense war starts. Will he help Mr. Su locate the position of Miss Su? He casts the spell of detection that he learned from Mr. Su, and a butterfly formed from it started moving southeast. He states he is coming, wenching. If she wants to blame someone, blame his dad. This video comprises all the chapters released until today. Notification for the upcoming parts. The 19th part of this manhwa concludes here. The 20th part will be shared once there are at least 3 to 4 new chapters released. To show your support for the channel and help speed up the release of recaps for your favorite manhwa, please consider giving a super thanks. Catch you in the next episode.